Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Creativity Broadcast. I'm your host, Laura. I'm a creativity coach, a creative person, intuitive card reader, all kinds of different things. And in today's video, we're going to do a little bit of Creativity Diaries. As some of you have been following my channel for a while and watched the evolution of my music, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and provide you all with a cool update about where music is in my life and the exciting news and developments with the band. So, first of all, I have been, I think, pretty open on this channel about my relationship with music and what it's been like to bring it back into my life as an adult. I have referenced in other videos before the fact that I lost my singing voice when I was in my late teens, and with that also went the loss of a dream and a piece of my identity. And I don't really want to spend too much time in that arena today, but I'm telling you this because I just want to provide a little bit of context for the gravitational importance of where things are for me with music today. So this is skipping really far, but in 2021, I released my first EP, and that was something that I had worked very hard on almost alone. I don't know if you guys remember, but 2020, a little something happened. We all stayed home. And so I had just started working on this project to bring a collection of songs to life, and I had a really cool assistant and collaborator named Clayton, who was helping me learn about all this stuff for the first time, and he was handling mixing and also really holding my hand through the whole process. And I was working virtually with a couple of different musicians to kind of bring this vision to life. It was exciting. It was terrifying. Did I feel kind of cool singing into a compressor mic surrounded by foam in the closet of my apartment building in New Jersey? A little bit, yes. Was it so thrilling when I finally uploaded the EP and you could find it everywhere, and I felt like I had come out of a particular type of closet and was sort of surprised to learn that the whole world wasn't just going to be like, Laura's got music out, everybody stop what they're doing. I feel like every creative feels like that, when they finally release something and they're like, okay, this was seismic for me, but nobody's really caring. It's a little weird, but it's also kind of soothing because it means that if the thing actually wasn't very good, the whole world isn't paying attention. Anyway, all this is to say that when I moved to the Hudson Valley a couple of years ago, as some of you know, I had the wonderful fortune to meet the amazing Neil Curry here in town, and we started partnering up to work on my next EP and bring some of my original songs to life. I did do a whole video about that earlier this spring with a little bit of behind the scenes about those tracks and what that collaboration was like. And after that, I don't think I did any videos about music, mostly because I was a little bit oh, what now? And I think because the next natural step felt to start playing music live, which I both have been dying to do and also really nervous to do. It's kind of opening up a door that is both asking to be opened and also feeling like you don't know what's on the other side, even though you kind of do. But anyway, the point of this is that we had kind of a cool gauntlet. No, it's not really the right word, but I went to a karaoke party at the hair salon I go to, the El Salon in town, in New Paltz, and I was chatting with this really awesome woman who was getting her hair done while we were at the karaoke party. And I was sharing with her about the album. She had complimented my singing voice during karaoke, which meant a lot to me actually. And one thing led to another. She suggested that I apply to play my music at the Rosendale Street Festival in Rosendale, New York. did this make me equal parts super excited in every cell of my body and also super duper freaked out in all the same cells? Absolutely yes. Did I apply? Of course I did. And we were selected to play on a stage for a full band. I think that about 300 people applied this year, and I think 30 of us got slots. So I was like stunned, amazed, so excited. And then Neil and I were like, oh, we need to have a band now so that we can play this show. And so we had this really cool, exciting, scary vacuum to not only get performance ready, because we'd been working on the album versions of these, but now we had to translate them to do them live, but we were also like, okay, we need a drummer, we need a bass player. And really long story short, we ended up getting to work with Dave, who maybe is watching this on YouTube in the basement at his house where we have band practice. I don't know. Hi, Dave, who's an amazing dude and a really great drummer. And we also have Justin, who, it's so funny. In my mind, he's a bass player, but I think he plays like almost everything, and then like has just been playing bass with us. And yeah, so suddenly we're like a band just in time for the Rosendale Street Festival. That gig blew my mind and changed me in ways I feel like I'm still unpacking, like having the experience of having people in your community receive your dream request and be like, yes, please, we would like that. In fact, we would like it so much. We will give you a stage and 45 minutes and a golf cart will pick you up and take you there. And we have a sound person for you and we have food for you. And yeah, it's just really special. And it was the first time that it was like when we were doing it, I could feel the girl in me who was like, you know, taking up the whole stage in Annie. Like, it was like she was just here again. Like, I know how to do this, even though so much of it feels new and scary, especially in my grown-up body. But it was absolutely wonderful. Just such a dream come true. And since then, as a band, we decided the vibe is good and we want to keep going and we want to play and have fun and experiment. And so we spent the summer and the fall working on creating more of a set list and coming up with our name, which is the thing I want to share with all of you today, and getting ready for our debut gig as a group. And the like story of the band name is, I think, interesting only in that it's the sort of thing that I found myself kind of agonizing over. And I don't know if this is like a highly sensitive person thing or if it's like, you know, I have a business and I think about branding and marketing a lot kind of thing, or maybe a mixture of both. But I was really like confused about like, okay, so some of what we're going to play is the music that we put out under my name, but I was more interested in like playing as a group more so than it being like, you know, I'm the artist and they're my band. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just at the very beginning of what I hope is a very like long and storied and fruitful relationship with playing live and playing in a group. And so I feel like there's a lot more juice in getting to like play and experiment and learn and stretch and have fun than try to push out, you know, something that's got my name on it. To me, that feels very restrictive and limiting and scary versus like this very expansive, fun way to play, you know, and way to play with people with like more skill and totally different experience and like not only different expertise, but also different music taste and just sort of having fun in like the learning soup of all of it. So, yeah. It's pretty exciting. So we had this like kind of like multi-month in and out, you know, discussion about what we thought the group should be called. And then we ended up getting a gig, which is this coming Sunday in New Paltz. And so I was like, okay, we need to like land on a name because they have to put us on a poster and all that good stuff. And so we had this one practice where I was like, okay, like by the end of the night, we're going to have picked the thing. And at some point during practice, I raised this idea that I had kind of added to our shared document of name ideas, which was Little Sister. And I thought it was cute when I came up with it. I just thought it was kind of a cool name for a band. It's so sweet and fun and cheeky, you know, like a little sister is. And plus, like when you think about it, if you have a little sister, you're thinking about that little sister, which is just so lovely. And I had mentioned it, I think, on West of Wonderland podcast as like a possibility that was like floating around. And my friend Emily, who is just like forever like creative catalyst, like Emily just always says the right thing at the right time in a way that like I almost don't want her to know that I feel that way about her, because I don't want her to start getting nervous about what she's saying, and just keep trusting her gut. But she listened to the podcast episode and she just texted me, "Little sister made my heart happy." And I was like, oh, I mean, me too, you know? But I also want to be open to like, you know, the vibe of the group and not like assert my will on everybody, you know? So I just brought it back up to like enter it into consideration, and it kind of just stuck. Like everybody found, I think, a reason to love it. And I'll share with all of you what I shared with them, which is that the kind of like secondary thing I like about it is that I feel a little bit like I'm their collective little sister. Like I'm younger than all of them, and I just feel very supported and nurtured in that group, in a way that I think, you know, older siblings want to support and nurture their little sister, you know? So that felt nice to not only feel comfortable sharing with them, but also to actually feel like that is a cool level of belonging. And yeah, so that's what happened. And I think by the end of the night just landed on it. And it's been truly like such a delight to share with people, because everyone has a really cute reaction to it, which is exactly why I liked it so much. And you can follow us on Instagram. We're at Little Sister Band NY. It's been so fun watching people from my life and the band's life start to follow on Instagram. And yeah, it's just been really, really fun. So I'm delighted. I'm kind of nervous about our gig because what's life if you're not nervous about the fun things coming up? But also I do have to admit that there is a little part of me every time I do something that I'm excited about that is a little bit scared of being disappointing, or not being able to deliver or something. And I do think that's part of the context that had me get vocal injury in the first place, like just push, and versus like sinking in and kind of being more connected and natural and sensitive. So I'm watching that, but it's nice to be open about it. And I'm so excited. I've got friends coming in from out of town for the show. And I think the set list is really cool. And I'm just really excited about it. So that's what's up. Little sister, super pumped. Yeah. So I just wanted to give you all an update and let you know that that's the state of things. Creativity Diaries entry for the day, I would say complete. Let me know in the comments what you're taking away, and also send me some love for the gig and for this new chapter of my creative life. All right. Thanks. Bye.